I threw a bag of in Daniel Radcliffe's face one time, Harry Potter, and I screamed, "Take my golden snitch." I did that.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm here with my first ever guest, Jason Gupton, professional stunt man.
Woo!
Here he is. He's wrapped a couple months ago on the movie Roofman.
Yep.
How'd it go? How was it?
Went great. Channing Tatum is a sweetheart. Kirsten Dunst is amazing. Peter Dinklage. It was a pretty heavy cast. Derek and Francis was the director. He's great. The whole movie in itself was kind of a wild ride because it's a true story about a guy in Charlotte who was breaking into the rooftops of McDonald's, Burger King's, that kind of stuff. And when he got caught, went to prison, broke out of prison, and then hid in the walls of a Toys R Us for like 6 months. And so that's the story that we, went with. And we got to talk to Jeffrey, the actual guy, every day from prison pretty much. And he would walk us through what he was feeling when he actually did the things that we did. And yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was a once in a lifetime style of filming.
So it was
sure.
open communication with this guy.
Yeah, very. Yeah. And they had been talking to him, oh my gosh, so much leading up to the movie as well. Like Derek would just have so many conversations with him.
And he was not, so I guess like in the movie, from what I gather, I haven't watched it, by the way. I need to watch it.
It's good.
But like, so did he, like in the movie, is he living like above the Toys R Us?
No, so in real life, I think he only stayed in the Toys R Us for a little bit, and he dug a hole into the Circuit City that was next door, and he lived in the walls of the Circuit City.
It's like a Shawshank Redemption kind of style heist.
And but we had, for our purposes, he stayed in the Toys R Us for the movie and hid behind like a bike rack thing, and he had a full like living area back there, and yeah, it was pretty wild.
So he lived in the walls of a Toys R Us.
And they made, like, we shot in an actual old Toys R Us building, and they made it look like it was a 90s Toys R Us building again.
Was it the exact Toys R Us building that he lived in?
It was not, but it was around the corner from the actual Toys R Us Circuit City. Those no longer looked like that, and something else was in there now. This was still abandoned, and this still looked like a Toys R Us on the outside and the inside, like the floors. But the art department had to go in and like really make it like a 90s Toys R Us, and that's what it felt like when you walked in. Like, so much so we had to have people at the door to turn people away because they thought Toys R Us had opened, and we were shooting right around Christmas, and so people were going in trying to buy stuff, and we're like, no, this is a live movie set. Like,
so this is like the whoever the set design, whatever job title that guy had.
They did it. They did a great job.
He did it.
Yeah, they did it.
That's wild. So like, were you the stunt coordinator on this project, or were you the stunt man?
Yep, I was stunt coordinator for this project.
Stunt coordinator. Yep. What was the most challenging stunt on this?
The most challenging as a whole was when I went in for the first meeting. It was quickly known to me that Channing wanted to do all of his own stunts. That was in his contract. He was going to do everything. And after reading the script, it was definitely doable. But we had to make it safe because there was some kind of gnarly stunts. And so we would test it with Remington, who's the same like body size and everything as Chan. So we'd do rehearsals with Rem, make sure everything works, what doesn't work, all that. And then we can show Chan, and then Chan's able to do it on the day. And he has an amazing body awareness. Like, I told him multiple times, whenever you want to give up this whole acting thing, you'd be a great stunt guy.
So he's pretty athletic.
He's so athletic, and he will send it too. Like, I would have to be like, hey man, we got a couple more takes, pretty early on. Like, let's not break off, But yeah, he would go for it. It was awesome.
Wow.
So yeah,
did he say why he wanted to do his own stunts?
He really didn't. No, he just said, I want to do all of it. And I'm like, okay. And yeah, he absolutely did. And so everything you see is Chan, and we try to make sure we filmed it in such a way that no one could go, it's a cowboy switch. Like, they switched out the actor for the stunt guy in that cut. Like, we made sure we recorded before and after quite a bit between the stunts, so you're not questioning that it's Chan.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So what was the most what was the most dangerous stunt of this movie that he had to do?
They all had their things. My favorite one was the scooter jump one that's in like every trailer that's out for Roofman. It's in that, and sadly it's not in the movie. And I'm literally doing a morning show interview, and they're like, what's your favorite stunt? And I'm like, I hadn't seen the movie yet at this point because we were doing the red carpet that night, and I was like, oh, it's definitely the scooter stunt because it's in every single trailer, so I know it's in the movie. And then I watched the movie and it's not in the movie, and I was like,
oh no.
So I talked to the director after that, and I was like, where was it at, dude? I did an interview this morning and
Oh
it's not in
yeah.
it. And he's like, I know it didn't fit. He's like, but it's in the deleted scene. So if you get it on Prime or whatever streaming service, you'll be able to see it. But because so Jeffrey actually did this, he was bored in Toys R Us. He made a makeshift ramp and tried to jump an electric scooter over a bunch of toys he lined up as if he was Evel Knievel.
Uh-huh.
And so we had to make it to where we had a breakaway ramp that would break away the correct way every time. They would pitch the front wheel enough to throw Channing over the bars to do a half a front and then go to his back to a hidden pad. Like we painted our 1-inch foam pads, we painted to match the floor. So it looks
Oh
like it's the
dang.
floor is high dense foam. And then
Right.
we used a bunch of soft toys and stuff that he would actually be landing on, stuffed animals and stuff like that. And so
Mm.
everything is very meticulously put where it needs to be to make his landing very safe. And so that was a fun one. And yeah, he sent it. It was great. But we were able to talk to Jeff right before we did that stunt. Like we're on the phone with him. Like, hey, what was your feelings when you did this? And he was like, man, I thought I was gonna make it. I was so confident I was gonna jump all them toys. And so like in the behind the scenes, when you watch the full clip, Chan crashes, rolls out, and he's like, oh, it didn't work at all. And he's in character as Jeff because he thought he was going to be able to do it. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? So it's pretty funny.
Oh, that's funny. That's cool. So that was based. It was based in Charlotte,
Mhm.
shot in Charlotte.
Shot in
The
Charlotte.
entire movie.
Yep.
Shot in
And
Charlotte.
so like the way he escaped from prison, not to spoil everything, he hid on the underside of like a box truck. And the guy who drove the box truck for the actual escape is our guy who's driving the box truck in the movie. Like we got the real guy. And so like, we got to talk to him, and he was like, yeah, dude, it was just a normal day. And then I get home and there's just FBI agents everywhere at my house that I broke this guy
Oh,
out
so
of
he
prison.
wasn't.
He had no idea.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I've been working, I forget how many years. Like he was well into like a career. Like he's not jeopardizing it for this guy who has absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? And so yeah, it was really funny. Like the judge, or there's a couple other people that were actual people that were with Jeff in real life. The church we shot at was the actual church he attended. Yeah, there's a lot of real life stuff that happened in that. It's just very
that's
cool.
really cool. That's
Which
cool. They
fits
incorporated it.
It fits Derek's narrative, the director, because he does a lot of document style stuff, and so this is definitely the most document style actual movie you could do the way we did it.
Oh, that's really cool. That's cool that they cued in all those like real people with the kind of real story. I know stuff gets kind of lost in like Hollywood just to try to make it like, more dramatic or try to sell something more. But like really, sometimes the original story is just way cooler than, or way more cool than what Hollywood wants to put a spin on or whatnot. That's kind of cool that he used like original people in the story to be in the movie.
The ending scene when we do catch Jeff, one of the arresting officers is the guy who caught Jeff in real life.
That's so cool.
So it's pretty cool. And then the other guy,
how are they on camera? Like these guys, they were a police officer. This dude was a police officer, and all of a sudden he's getting a call to be in a major film.
Yeah, he did great. Yeah, I mean, Derek leaned on him for some, like, how did it really go down? So that they had the realist of it. In which you'll have tactical advisors, you'll have all that stuff on a normal set, but it was good, to have the actual guy.
Yeah.
And this is kind of how it went down. And then the other guy who arrests Chan, a little Easter egg, is his bodyguard. And so it's pretty funny.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's wild. So how's the movie performing?
It's doing really good. Actually, this morning, my daughter was scrolling through, and it's number 8 out of top 10 of streaming ones right now.
Of all streaming?
Well, what's
or
streaming
Netflix
right now? This is on our whatever the home screen for our like TV is. So it's across the platforms. Elf's number 1. I mean, that's fair to be behind Elf.
So, right, and it's the season.
Yeah, it's the season.
We got Hanky the Christmas poop up there. Yep.
But yeah, it's doing good. And I think it's going to win a ton of awards from everything from art design to the movie itself. Like it's a really good one. It crosses a lot of genres. Like your suspense, it's funny. Like there's action. Like you find yourself rooting for Jeff, and even though he is technically the bad guy in the movie.
Would it be called an anti-hero?
Yeah.
Would that be okay? Yeah.
Because he just wants the family, and he's just a guy trying, and like it's a really good story. Yeah.
So what was he like robbing? Was he robbing banks?
McDonald's.
Just robbing McDonald's?
Yeah, through the roof of McDonald's and getting their money out of McDonald's and Burger King's, I think.
Okay.
But he was the most polite person. Like he would put people in the freezer, but he would give them his jacket because he felt bad. Put them in there cold. Yeah.
Oh wow. So like what other projects that are being released now that you're involved in? Are you working on? Are you allowed to say?
Yeah. Tapawingo is another one we did actually a couple years ago, and it just kind of went around the film circuit for a bit. It hasn't been like released until this week. And that's now on streaming wherever. It's got John Heater, Napoleon Dynamite guy, some other great cast, and yeah, that was a really fun one. It's that comedy style of Napoleon, that sense of humor. Um, it's really good, great family movie. It's a fun watch.
Did he write it? He wrote Napoleon Dynamite, right?
I'm not sure about that, but he did not write this one.
Oh,
I
he
do know
didn't.
that.
He didn't write it.
But it's a really good comedy. Yeah, it's fun. And we shot that in Virginia.
So if I like Napoleon Dynamite, would I like this
Yes.
movie?
Yeah. And I'm not comparing it apples to apples, but I'm saying like that style of comedy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Would it be like same director ish like style movie? If you're watching it, it'd be like, oh,
It was a different director, but
okay.
style wise, I guess some of the shots they're lock off shots, longer shots, stuff like that.
I
So
know the Napoleon Dynamite was like what pretty low budget,
oh
right?
yeah, compared
Yeah.
very low budget compared. Yeah,
Yeah. It's cool. How is he? How's
dude,
what's the guy's name that plays?
John is so awesome.
Yeah.
I love him. He's hilarious. He is Napoleon. Honestly, like
Really?
he didn't have to change much for roles. Like he's just a sweetheart. Like a good fart joke goes a long way.
Really?
And I love that. And so he's one of the
did
boys.
you do stunts on that or coordinated that as
I
well?
was covering coordinator and I was one of the stunt doubles
Okay.
for Jay, another character in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a sweet puffy mullet with a bandana and a mustache. I
Oh,
get drop
nice.
kicked.
Nice.
Yeah,
Feel like you're home
yeah, that's home.
with the mullet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice. It's great. Tapawingo. That's the name of the
Tapawingo.
movie.
Yep,
And that's out now.
yep. Streaming all services. So,
All services.
yeah.
Netflix.
Well,
Yeah.
streaming like Prime video on demand, so Prime, Apple TV.
Okay.
I don't know if it's on Hulu
I'm
or
gonna check that out.
purchase or not, but yeah.
Yeah, I need to check both of these movies out. So cool. So like you've done these two projects. They're released.
Mhm.
They're streaming. Roofman's doing well. Tapawingo's out right now. Like, so what like? How did you even get into doing stunt work? Like I might know a little bit about this because
Mhm.
we've known each other for so long, but like a lot of people don't know how you even got started.
Yeah. So I grew up with like a action sports background, so BMX, skateboarding, motocross, and that transitioned into like circus style stuff, stilts, unicycle, tightrope, and then that kind of went into like parkour and freerunning when that whole fad took over, and really just dove into that. And I went and did 3 seasons of American Ninja Warrior, and the first season was in LA, and I stayed with some stunt guys, and that was kind of my intro into this world is possible.
Right.
And so because before that, I had done like the backyard stunts, like jackass style stuff, selling clips, prank videos, fails, all that kind of stuff. And that is at that point in time super frowned upon in the actual stunt industry. And so I really had
it's not safe.
It's not safe.
You
And so I
get hurt.
really had to step away from that world and just like dive into like professional style stunts.
Right.
Now, 15 years in, I can talk and oh yeah, we did that silly stuff because everyone did. Jackass was huge.
Oh yeah.
You just couldn't talk about it
Such
then.
a major influence on like just culture in general.
Absolutely. And so yeah, after doing Ninja Warrior and staying with those guys, I was like, oh, this is an obtainable thing. And so I would go down to Wilmington as much as I could and just try to be an extra on sets to just try to meet a coordinator and shake his hand, because to do stunts, it's a catch-22. You can't work a union SAG Screen Actors Guild set unless you are in the union, and you cannot get into the union until you've worked on a set. So real hard in on that.
Right.
So basically the coordinator has to tell production.
Do you think they do that to weed out?
Oh yeah. Because you go to a bar and tell someone you're a stunt guy, everyone's, oh, I can fall down. Let me know. You need a big guy to fall.
Right.
So it would be that oversaturated non-talent pool if it was that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you basically have to have a coordinator that goes to production. It's like, I need this guy, his height, his size, his ability, and they tapped you into the union. And then now you're eligible to join the union, and now you can work on these sets.
Okay.
And so, and the best way to do that is be an extra, and then just to get in front of coordinators, shake hands. And in my case, I found a great stunt guy, Jared Lasano, out of Wilmington, who was like, yeah, dude, you can come train fights with me, this reactions and all that stuff. And then he put in a good word for that coordinator, and that was Jeff Wolf, and he tapped me, and then from there, yeah, it's been history.
That's sick. It's kind of cool to see I guess the evolution of like, because anytime like you're doing something, anytime you start, you're not good at. Well, you were already good at action sports. Anything with wheels that I've seen that you're pretty good at, but like anything when you get your like foot in the door, it's like either you already had it, you're kind of born into the industry, or you learn about it and get better.
Yeah,
kind of do. So it's kind of cool seeing you like you were doing a bunch of jackass stuff and doing all that wild stuff, but then learning, educating yourself about the business. There's a safer way to do it than going through that route. So it's kind of cool to see you like kind of evolve and through that.
Yeah, no, it's funny sometimes to like sit back and I'll be filming previs or like setting up cameras for really big movies now, and think back that I was once setting up cameras to prank people at the mall with my friends, and so it's pretty funny.
Do you ever have these moments where you're like, you don't know how cool it is until somebody else says it's cool?
Yes, and I will try to step back in certain moments and go, man, this is awesome. Like 10-year-old me would be hype right now. Like I did him right. And like thank God it worked out this way.
Yeah. Because like in my head and on my side of the world and in my industry, I'll be in these spaces. I'm like, I don't understand how cool it is. And like there was a picture taken and with me and a couple other comedians. I didn't think anything about it. I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool picture. That's cool. And then somebody was like commented, I would have that framed on the wall. And like I had to pull myself away from where I am. I'm in the industry, but now it's like, oh, that is a really cool moment in history where I'm in a room just having a conversation with some of the top people in the world.
Yeah.
Who do arenas and major theaters. And I'm like, oh shoot,
like you 15 years ago would have dreamed about that moment.
You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, Yeah. So it's like almost just pulling away and looking at it from the outside, looking in. It's pretty cool.
I try to do that as much as I can because you can easily get jaded and just stressed and over the industry. And then I'm like, I remember when this is all I wanted. Sitting at the bike shop going, no, I want to make it as a stunt guy.
Right.
I want. And so it's like, don't complain about the stress or being busy when that's all you dreamed about,
because it's the risk involved in doing it.
Yeah.
The risk involved in pursuing something, a dream, like chasing something. That's why I love to see people's stories, musicians, anything. Like when somebody pops, or if I've been following somebody before the pop, I'm like, dog, the struggle to where it took them.
No one ever sees that part.
No one ever sees it. They always see like, oh, they're successful, they won this award, they got a Grammy, CMA or whatever. I'm like, dude, they've been through hell and back, and you're just seeing
the payoff.
The payoff.
Yeah,
that's so annoying in my book. I don't know. I know no one, not everybody's wired like me. No one's like, everyone's different. But like, I want to know where they come from.
Yeah,
to where they got there. Because
the story's the best part.
Because people love hating on people on the come up. They'll hate on you on the come up, and then you hit it. And they're like, "Oh shoot!" I'm like, "Dude, y'all freaking hate." Like some people hated this,
I don't feel like I see it as much in the acting world, but music world for sure. And you did the band deal. You have bands that blow up, and then everyone else is like, "I'll sell out," and it's like, well, wait, weren't you doing these garbage shows to try to get seen, to try to like make a living doing music? Isn't that what you wanted to do? Like,
right.
I don't know. Like, are you just mad because you didn't sell out, or you didn't get the call?
Right.
Because you would have sold out if you got the call. You know what I mean?
I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Like anybody that's close to me that pops or hits it, I get excited. Some people, and I understand. Like some people can get real bitter or jealous, and I see some things. I'm like, oh, that doesn't really add up. But like, dude, if somebody I know gets shine, I'm like pushing them. I want to be their cheerleader to freaking go.
Absolutely.
Go, because like if you win, I feel like I win. Of course, you're gonna feel way better than I do because you're in the moment. The spotlight's on you. But like, yeah,
No, I'm with you on that. We actually talk about that quite a bit in our group chat that we have a bunch of stunt guys in Atlanta and all around, and yeah, everybody's killing it, and we're just so hyped for everyone
Right.
who gets that role, who
And
gets
I
that
see that. I
spot.
see you post stuff on your like Instagram, like shouting out people and stuff like
Mm.
that. That's pretty cool. What would you say like the most dangerous stunt you've ever been a part of? Something that made you really
Mm.
sweat. Like you were really nervous that somebody was going to get hurt. You were nervous that you were going to get hurt.
You know what's really funny is that I remember when I first got into the business, I would ask this question to stunt guys who've been in a while, and they would be like, "Oh, I don't know." Like, I'd ask you, "What's the most dangerous, or what's the most fun, or what, this, that, and the other," and they're like, "Oh, I don't know, man. Like, I'd have to look back at my IMDb." And I remember thinking, I would never do that. I would remember every single job. This is all I want to do. And then
Mm-hmm.
now I get that question, and I'm just like, huh. They all kind of blend together. Which one would have been that one? I wonder. And
Yeah.
that's a hard one, honestly. Like it's bad that I'm like, I kind of need to go to IMDb and look at what I did, and then I can remember what I did on that movie, and then tell you, oh, that's the movie. I mean, fire is always, it has a large risk. The times I've done it, I've known the guys setting up the fire really well, so it's
Mm.
trust them, literally with your life. Um, and it went great, thank God. And side note though, I remember I was doing that fire burn. That it was a big fire burn for Walking Dead, the spinoff, and that morning I have like the daily Bible verse thing that comes up on my phone, every morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I forget the verse, and so I
It
don't
was a
want
me shame.
but it was the verse talking about you'll walk through fire and not get burned.
Oh,
And it was that verse that morning, and I was like, "Whoa,
kind of, yeah.
that's pretty cool." And so it
That's
eased
wild.
any sweat that I had with it. I was like, "Oh,
Right, right, right,
it's
right.
chill." Um, Trying to think. Every stunt can have its own thing. I don't know that one has stood out more that I sweated more than another.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to go in with confidence. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
not saying you're not scared. If anyone says they're not scared of certain things, you're lying. But you should be confident, because if you're not confident, that's when you're going to get hurt. You know what I mean?
Right, 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 right.
So,
They say that a lot about like professional athletes as well, especially in like contact sports. You go
mm-hmm.
out there, you're like, you play like you're gonna get scared, you're gonna get hurt,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get trucked.
No, it's why Nikki, my wife, hates a lot of stunt guys, because she just says we're just all ego, like cocky dudes, and I'm like, the line of confidence and cocky is very close. You know what I mean? You
Mm.
have to be confident in what you do, one, so you don't get hurt, and two, because the guy who hired you needs to believe that you can do it, because his job is on the line. If you suck at your stunt, he's the coordinator. He's not going to get called back, because why did he hire a guy who can't do the stunt? You know what I mean?
Right, right, right,
So
right.
he needs to believe that you're confident. You need to believe you're confident. Everyone on set should believe you're confident, and then you go and do said stunt. And the line of cocky and confident, I feel like, is a very thin line, and it does get brushed on. I'm not going to say it doesn't,
Right, right,
but
right.
like, yeah.
Do stuntmen do like sex scenes, or is that
Mm,
like
you,
that's a different kind of double?
There's a different double, yeah.
Would you think you'd be good at that?
I don't know, dude. I made the joke one time. I was doubling Jamie on turn for 4 years, and we'd got pretty tight. And I had a stair fall that morning for him, and then that afternoon he had an intimate scene
Yeah,
with
he
me.
did it.
Yeah, and I was like, "Do you need me to hang around?" For the He's like, "Nah, I got this one."
I don't think I'd be good at it, man.
Oh, I think I'd be super awkward and weird.
I'm not.
My
I'm not
buddy,
good at regular sex.
my buddy just got off. Well, they put up a post. They're looking for a guy to do a full nude fight scene, and he had to be like 6'2" or 4, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm out, and I was like, "This is the guy." And so we were all batting for him to do it. And the dates kind of conflicted with something he had going on, but he had going on with me. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yo, I will find a way to cover you on this show. Go do that." Because absolute only to make fun of him, because we were gonna get t-shirts made, screenshot it, t-shirts made. Like, it was gonna be great. And he had turned it down, and I hate so much he turned it down, because
Ah, man,
dang it, I wanted him to have that role.
that's such a weird thing. Anyway, why do movies do that, man? Like, why do they have these scenes?
I don't know. Well, with the review,
There's another multi-billion-dollar market that's disgusting for that.
Yeah,
So why just put it in movies and make everybody else feel
that
bricked up and weird?
Roofman we had a scene where Chan was showering in Toys R Us, and he gets caught by Peter Dinklage, and full full nude, and he has to run. He has to get clotheslined off of these like racks that he's set up drying his clothes, and then run and jump over the bike rack that he's hiding behind. And it's a massive bike rack, and so we had to build up a platform on the other side, and I'm back there with pads. And my only job that day was to catch a full nude Channing Tatum. That was it. And I remember
not a double,
not a double. It was him.
It's
all new.
A lot of women would die to be in that position.
The fanfare for girls and Chan was so insane. And I'd been on some movies where like fanfare is crazy, but that one was a different world. We were shooting in this one housing area, and he had to run through these backyards over all these fences. So like we had all these houses down this line that were for film, but we weren't looking this way. And 5 a.m, there are girls out there already with their wine and mimosas just posted up on the fence line waiting. So I'm out there testing the fences, figuring out how he wants to go through all this stuff. And I go inside and I see what's happening out here. And I go inside and I'm like, all right, dude, do you want to go look at these fences? I was like, so you can figure out how we want to go over it, and the obstacles that are set up for you to go through. And he's like, yeah, I want to go check them out. And I was like, all right, heads up, it's crazy out there. And he's like, I knew it was gonna be. And so like he like hoods up, and we go out there together, and it's already on TikTok in like 5 minutes.
I freaking hate it.
It's just everywhere. And then as soon as he kind of like doesn't really, because as soon as you acknowledge it, it's over. You know what I mean? And so like he's just talking to me. We're talking through the stunt, what we're doing, and then but he does the one, and then it's on. You know what I mean? It's just the screaming contest there.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's a thing.
So you literally in a Toys R Us.
Mm-hmm.
Channing Tatum's just running full speed.
I'm just
bucking naked.
Yep.
And you're holding the pad.
Just holding the pad, waiting for him to pop over the top of this, and I'm just safetying him to catch. And he's like, "We're gonna get to know each other really well today." And I'm like, "Yeah, we are."
Is it they hide the junk, or they just let that ham and bacon fly?
Sorry, for the shots, he did have a sock, a skin colored sock.
So he did some red hot chili peppers.
It was not a lot to cover, and the sock doesn't like to stay on. So like kudos to him for trying. And also the way he had to jump up the bike rack, there's no nice flattering way to do that. Like the way you have to jump and basically
right.
Camera's behind. It's just looking at the black hole sun, right. And then he jumps over. It's kudos to him. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it.
Was that one of the wildest things you've experienced, or the most interesting thing you've experienced in this industry so far?
No, I definitely feel like there's more. I threw a bag of piss in Daniel Radcliffe's face one time, Harry Potter, and I screamed, "Take my golden snitch." I did that. That was pretty rad.
And that's on film?
Yeah. It was obviously fake pee, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What movie was that?
That was Imperium. He was playing an undercover FBI agent that went into the Ku Klux Klan ring to take down some people. And Daniel, also amazing sweetheart. I was supposed to double him, I think, 3 times now, but scheduling has just boned me every time. And even he came to me and was like, "You'd be a great double for me." And I was like, "I would love to double you." Like,
right.
I love Harry Potter.
That's such a brave movie to do too.
Yeah. And, but he was so nice. Like in between takes, he would leave people voicemails, like in his normal accent, you know what I mean? But then he was playing a Southern character. So he'd go into a very different dialogue, after that. And we also found out that, the Klan like leaders are called,
Grand Wizard,
and we were just all Dumbledore would be pissed, you know. Yeah, it was.
So where'd y'all film this? Like, how did you?
Oh my gosh, so we filmed that in Richmond/Hopewell, Petersburg area, Virginia, and this particular scene is a giant Klan rally, and then it gets taken over by protesters. This massive fight breaks out, and car chase, this whole thing, and they didn't tell the town what we were filming. Apparently, they just said this street's closed, filming. And so you have a full Klan rally happening, and everything, signs, flags, everything. We had snipers on the roof.
You probably had extras show up that weren't even in the movie.
You had two types of people drive by. You had people cussing at you for being there, and you had people, hell yeah, brother. And I remember looking at a stunt guy going, "We're gonna die today, dude."
This is like a flash mob for white supremacists, right?
Dude,
here.
It was insane.
You have people like driving by being like, "Hey, man, they didn't notify us. They were rallying today.
Literally,
I gotta go get my cloak."
literally,
You know?
yes, yeah. And then you had people that were legitimately pissed. I mean, it was, dude, it was wild. Like we had real snipers on the roof because they didn't know what was going to go on. And I was like, probably could have just put out a paper like, "Hey, we're shooting some pretty intense stuff.
Yeah.
Don't
This is a movie.
This is absolutely a movie, absolutely fake." But yeah,
That's
it was crazy.
amazing.
So that was kind of insane. I definitely feel like there's so much more that I'm just blanking on as far as like crazy stuff goes. Because yeah, every movie has its own just like sit back like, oh my gosh moment. This is real life. Okay,
dude. First of all, it's just cool to see like you had a plan, you had a vision, you started it, you learned everything that you could, and you moved on it. There's a lot of risk in like chasing dreams, so it's cool to see you like succeed and like go after it and like do all this amazing stuff because we're both from the same hometown, same
Rocky Mount,
North Carolina. And it's kind of funny how you're moving in your industry. You've done a lot of like elite stuff. Is there any goals that you want to hit when all's said and done? Any awards or anything that you would want to hit before you would like hang it up?
Yeah, I mean, I still have like a lot left in the tank as far as performing goes. It has been slowly transitioning more into coordinating over the past couple of years, which I knew that is a path that I wanted to go down. I love that aspect of it, of working hand in hand with the director and with the DP of how we can do these shots safely and help setting up camera and all that kind of stuff. Like I enjoy that a lot. The next physical obtainable thing would be like second unit directing. So like you on a bigger movie or something, you get your own crew and you go and film the action. You don't have to necessarily deal with the actors as much. Sometimes you'll get action on second unit, but it's more about action. And so you go and set up the shots, do all that, and you are directing that unit.
Oh, okay.
And so that's like the next like big thing.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, it's cool to see all your success, man. Where could you tell people to like go follow you and check you out or whatnot?
Instagram is the best one. J Stunts. Facebook, I think, is the real Jason Gupton. They meta, so you just hit post on one thing and it goes on everything. So if you see it on one, you see it on everything.
Yeah, he did a lot of cool stuff on his Instagram too, just some like skits and sketches and stunts with his daughter.
I drag my daughter in a lot of it. Yeah,
daughter's really good at acting and stuff, so it's kind of cool to see like almost following daddy's footsteps.
She's technically, I think, the youngest, or if not the youngest, one of the youngest SAG stunt performers right now. She got tafted when she was 7. And so
nice.
Technically, she is one of the youngest in the United States.
That's going to be cool. One day you're going to be directing her.
She just got sent over on a list for Tulsa King.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they needed young-looking stunt girls, and so I heard that she got put on a list for that, and I had nothing to do with that. It was all someone else, and so I love that so much.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is my buddy Jason Gupton, born and raised in Rocky Mount, longtime friends. Dude, if you want to follow me on Instagram, Matt Dameron Comedy. Also, click the like button, subscribe, please. I need some help. It's hard out in these streets. Thank you guys for tuning in. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day.
500 likes will get Matt to jump a dirt bike into an airbag. To get it. It's not even that many likes. You guys can get this.
I will do it for 500 likes. Actually, I'll do it for like 500 subscribers. How about that?
Let's get that.
Cut.